Okay, welcome to section 5. In this section, we will do just a bit of touch-up and cleaning. We will also make the line not extend this point, this left anchor point and this right anchor point. We will also give it a cool effect to make sure that as it nears this point, then it essentially goes into the center point over there, that it touches the wall, like or this invisible wall. And we will also make it grow. So if it's at the left point, then the width and the height will be lower, and as it increases, the width and the height also increases. So to begin with, we would need to add this property. I've already done this, and then we can define two new parameters. The first one being double min wave height. So this is the minimum height of the wave. We can say size.height times 20. So this will be 20% of the height, the gesture detector or this container's height. And then the same max wave height, we will say that will be equal to 80%. 0.8. Oh my goodness. There we go. Next we want this control height. So instead of always saying it's the top 0.0 over here, we want it to change as we drag this value. So the first thing we need to do is say the size.height, so this will be this point over here, minus the min wave height. So this is 20% of the maximum height. So let's pretend this is 100, 0 to 100. 20% of that would be 20. So it's the height minus 20. So the curve top would be over here. And then we want it to be defined by a fraction of, or by a percentage basis on how much we've dragged. So we will say the maximum wave height times the drag percentage. So if we save this, we should see this effect. Something is wrong. Problems. Okay, we need to provide it with the size. Cool. So as you can see, as it goes up, it goes it becomes bigger, and as it nears the left edge, it becomes smaller, but it never goes to 0, or it never goes to the maximum size.height, because we defined that minimum value. Perfect. Next, what we'd like to do is we would like to also make the bend width and the Bezier width change depending on the drag position. So we're going to say it has a base of 20, and then depending on the drag percentage, it can increase an additional 20. Same with the Bezier. Cool. And the drag position, the bend and Bezier width increases as the drag position goes up and down. As you can see, I already like this wave effect a little bit more. Okay, perfect. Okay, next we want the center point to never go past these values. So let's define the center point as follows. We will say center point equal to center point bigger than size.width. So if the center point is bigger than the size.width, then it is equal to the size.width. Otherwise, it's equal to the center point. And why is this not defined? Oh, we don't need to. Okay, perfect. We would like to implement the same functionality for the starts of the bend and the start of the Bezier, and the end of the bend and the end of the Bezier. So let us get this and put this at the top, and then start of bend, we will say start of bend smaller equal to 0.0, 0.0, otherwise start of bend. So if the start of bend ever goes below that point, as you can see, we can see this weird bend effect. This will make sure that the start of the bend never goes below 0.0. So bear with me while I do this for the rest of the parameters. Okay, we saved that. As you can see now, it restricts to the right and it restricts to the left. We have this invisible wall that's blocking our bend, and that's exactly what we want. So it can never go past this. You can see if you like slide too fast, then you get weird movements. I'm not sure how that would be. I haven't tested that on a physical device. I do believe it won't be an issue, because I think it loses the actual final touches if you just go off screen like this, where my mouse goes off. But okay, that's small details. Next that we want to do is, I've played around a bit with the max slider difference, and the bending effect looks a bit better if we increase this difference value. So essentially allow you to be a bit more strict on how much movement is required for an actual bend. So if you do go faster, it's a bit of a bigger bend. It's more noticeable. While going slow, you won't see the bend as much. That looks better to me. Obviously, if you want to implement this differently, feel free. Next that we want to do is, I would like to, instead of doing it like this, I'm just going to make this an inline if statement, just for the hell of it. And then let's save that, let's format that, and everything is still working. Cool. Next that what we want to do is, for the bend value, we are going to do the following. We're going to put this below the move left variable, and we are going to say bend equals to move left. So if we're moving left, we want to say it's a negative bend value, and if we are moving right, it is a positive bend value. And then instead of having all of this, we can just say the following. We're going to copy this out, comment that, paste, format, and we can say plus the bend minus the bend. I should have taken the other section. Minus the bend plus the bend. We want this value. We want the right value. If it's moving right, we want this exactly like this, because if we're moving left, we are making the negative bend value. So saving that, we should still get the same effect. No, because I should make this minus. And there we go, perfect. We have the same effects with less code. And that's it. We have our bend effect, and as we near the edge, it converts, like collapses in on itself, and to the right the same, and it becomes smaller and bigger as we move the progress. Perfect. See you in section 6.